When did you launch Smooth Pops anyway?
So how I started Smooth Pops, when it was just me making it for myself and my son, and I was kind of testing the idea of like, can this be a business? Do other people even want this? And I took my son in a stroller in one hand, and I had my little red cooler.
Your other baby.
My other baby dragging, and I was like in the park. I literally sold out within that first day.
AdventFit is a podcast that has a holistic approach to physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. In each episode, we share productive ways to live a healthier and happier lifestyle. Unlike other podcasts in this space, AdventFit gives you a comprehensive approach to fitness without the fluff for the everyday Christian. Hey, Movitsa! Welcome to AdventFit. We have a guest person in our podcast today, which is really cool. And you have a really awesome product.
I will describe it since we don't physically have it here. But my product is Smooth Pops. It's all natural, fresh fruit, and it's blended like a smoothie in the old school freezer pop forms.
Awesome.
I like that. I came across your product when I was walking down the streets of Manhattan, working in Bryant Park, and I came across your thing, and I was thinking to myself, man, I've been eating a lot of like junk, and I wanted something that was raw. And I walked past your booth, and I saw all these bubbles and all this colorfulness. Yes. And I saw Smooth Pop there, and you assured me it was raw ice pops.
Yes.
Right?
So what is Smooth Pop? How did you get the name for Smooth Pop?
Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a fresh fruit smoothie, so it's whole fruits, and we use the fresh whole fruits, so it is the raw version of every fruit. We don't use the concentrates, we don't use pasteurized juices. It's literally whole fresh ingredients, and we blend it like a smoothie, so you have all the fibers, all the natural vitamins and nutrition and the minerals that are inherently in the fruit, and you get it in the Smooth Pop.
That sounds great.
A smoothie in a pop, literally.
It's raw vegan approved.
That's
raw
right.
Vegan approved, yes.
Those people who watch our podcast, they know that I'm into the raw food diet.
There you go.
And so I was excited that, hey, I didn't have to break a raw diet just because I was in Manhattan for the day. Yeah. I didn't have to use a cheat day. I was able to enjoy what you had going on over there.
Yeah, so what inspired me was my son, who's
all right, let's bring him in.
Hanging out the side here. Rock, you want to come and say hi?
What?
That's all right.
Oh.
Well, he was the inspiration.
Awesome.
And the genesis came from, I was obsessed with Flavor Ice Pops when I was a kid, all the way through adulthood. If I had like a sugar craving, I would just always have them in my freezer because they were just that small, perfect size for a snack. And it would just kind of like fill that little craving. So I always had them into adulthood. And when he was older, when he was younger, and he was kind of like doing the bath teeth, so that was like really bad teething times. And I kind of just absentmindedly just gave him one, and up until that point, my nutritional philosophy started to already change and adjust. One, as a mother, just really focusing on ingredients and what are things made of, and so he pretty much had a very wholesome and all-natural diet pretty much till now, actually. I always make things myself, but I was obsessed with Flavor Ice Pops. And so when he was teething, I just gave him one, and I saw his mouth turn blue.
And a light bulb went off.
My blue light bulb moment.
Yes.
Because when I saw the mouth turn blue, I was like, it just hit me. I was like, I'm so attentive with everything else that he eats. Why didn't I think of that? And then I just was like, well, there's got to be something else that's made with like real ingredients. Let me just transition to that. And I didn't find anything. Wow. I couldn't find anything made with real whole ingredients. The ones that I did find, they were all like shelf stable. They were made with pasteurized juices and concentrates. Even if they were labeled organic, I'm like, but what's the point of organic if it's still made with junk?
Yeah.
So that's how I started Smooth Pops. I said, well, I want the same nutrition that I would be making at home, but I want to be able to buy it at the store. So that's how I started Smooth Pops. I said, there's got to be other people who want to have all natural ingredients, whole fruits, and just still want the convenience of it too.
So nutrition is really important for us, and we've talked before about like stuff like serving sizes and things like that. What are like the serving sizes or like how much fruit do you have in your products?
Yeah, so Smooth Pops, each individual blend has at least half a serving of whole fruit. So you get literally half a serving of your fruits and vegetables that you need for the day. You need at least 3 according to the FDA guidelines and stuff for healthy life. And you get half a serving. So with 2 Smooth Pops, 2 blue raspberries, you get a full serving.
6 and you're good for the day.
You're good for the day. Eat the whole pack because we usually sell 6 in a pack.
Yeah.
You get the
Awesome.
So a pack a day.
a pack a day keeps the doctor away.
There you go.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest differences between Smooth Pops and any other brands is that we do use the whole fruit. So
Nice.
it's not the concentrate. We don't use any of the we don't use preservatives. We don't use any additives, no gums, no stabilizers. It's literally the purest form of raw whole fruit, and it's blended like a smoothie, and you get all the nutritional benefits.
I like that. When did you launch Smooth Pops anyway?
So we launched April 2019, so we're a little over 2.5 years now.
And you've been pushing hard.
Yes.
That was one of the things that I found very inspirational about you because you hustle there. I remember you telling me a story about how you'd be in the park, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be doing stuff. What did you do in the park?
So that's how I started Smooth Pops, when it was just me making it for myself and my son, and I was kind of testing the idea of like, can this be a business? Do other people even want this? I literally I made a bunch of Smooth Pops that I made for myself, but I made like a bunch, and I bought a used red cooler from Let Go. And I took my son in a stroller in one hand, and I had my little red cooler.
Your other baby.
My other baby dragging, and I was like in the park. I went to my local park, and I remember the first time that I went up to a parent, and I was like, "Hi, I make these fresh fruit smoothie ice pops. Do you want to try one?" And she's like, I don't know if it was out of pity or anything, but she's like, "Okay." And then she did buy one for her daughter, and then her child ate it immediately, and then she said, "Wait." And then she invited like 6 more kids, like immediately, and they all ate one, and they ate another. Like I literally sold out within that first day, and I was like, "Wow, okay." And then so she asked, "Are you gonna come back tomorrow?" And I said, "Yeah."
Somehow I'll make some more.
Like, okay, yeah, I'll come back. I started with my son in a stroller, with my red little cooler, and that's why I tell people, and especially budding entrepreneurs, like what you see people starting, sometimes that's their day 8, and what I look like, I look like I'm starting, but this is my day 6, and so when I really started was out of a red cooler. There was no fancy packaging. There was no, let me find this government, how do I regulate? It wasn't none of that. It was just, I wanted to see if this would work, and I went out there and I just started selling. From there, I went to like schools. I was competing with Mr. Softy. I competed with Mr.
Much
Softy.
healthier than Mr. Softy.
No music.
Way healthier.
You had the music?
So I didn't have music at the time, but what I would do is, so Mr. Softy does have that, their famous, we know, kind of song now. At first the truck driver didn't have any music, so I would be the one screaming, and my energy, like when I'm selling Smooth Pops, I got that pop energy, so I was just like, "Hey, you want some Smooth Pops?" And then I had bright colors. That was always the thing. I was always about bright colors. And then it wasn't until I think 2 weeks into it, Mr. Softy was like half a block away. Then he got closer and closer. Then he started blasting his music because I was taking his customers. And there was another little paleta lady who was also, she had the bell. So she started ringing it really, really loud. And I was like, "Smooth Pops!"
Wow. So I'm here. So Smooth Pops, ringing the bell. Right. Da-da-da-da-da, going on with the truck.
Yeah.
So you had a real competition going on there.
I had real competition.
But you were holding your own.
Exactly. And my energy competes with nobody. You will not bypass my energy. I trust that.
And you've come a long way from those days. You official vendor at Bryant Park for that season. You're in retail stores. You're doing your thing. And that's, I find, very inspirational. I know that's inspirational for many people.
Yeah, it's all about just putting one foot in front of the other and just starting wherever you're at whatever position.
You mentioned a lot about about all those unnatural ingredients and stuff like that. Why is it that as a mother, why is that something that's a concern for you?
Yeah, I mean, as a mother and just even for my own nutrition, it's a concern, and it's so alarming that other big brands get away with so much.
Oh yeah.
Like they get away with so much with their marketing and their packaging. You know, they just stick a label natural, and the average consumer thinks that it's healthy.
Yeah.
Like
Vital water.
Right. Right. Like things like that. Like they just put the natural label, or they tote these 0 calories. Like that has nothing to do with nutrition.
Yeah.
Nutrition is what equals health. And so just in my own nutritional journey from adulthood and into motherhood, I was just really focusing on, I just noticed things. And one step that started me as a parent is those Gerber baby foods. Mm-hmm. I remember before I was a parent, like when I was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get those cute little baby jars, right? And then so when he started to get into baby foods, I did buy the Gerber baby jars. I bought a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't wait to give it to him. And then I started looking at him like, okay, this one just says just bananas. Mm-hmm. It literally is just bananas. Yeah. But it has a 5-year shelf life. Mm. So why does bananas have a 5-year shelf life? Yeah. And it looks nothing like bananas, right? And then you taste it and it's like acidic.
It's disgusting.
And it's like,
I've ate a lot.
Right. And it's like, I don't understand how that's possible. Mm-hmm. And but this is all called natural. So that really was, that's what made me think about the packaging, the labeling, and what's real ingredients by the food industry standards versus what's actually real. And what really sets the standard for my product. Like my ingredients are all in picture form. Mm-hmm. And it was intentional because I wanted you to be able to visualize every ingredient, because sometimes it'll say all natural, organic, and then it has, mango, strawberries, and then triglyceride, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what is that? And I spent 2 hours Googling shopping, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to just see and recognize, and I know what that tastes like. I know what that ingredient is. I know if I could find it. And that's our nutritional standard, is to have that, our snack promise, which is to make it simple, nutritious, all natural, convenient, and a solution for your family.
Nice.
So how do you market your product?
Well, we market our products on social media. We also market our product to our retailers. So we have over 30 retailers that we sell to throughout the tri-state area in New York. And we do in-store demos. We do brand activations, like where
in-store demos? Like what is that?
So an in-store demo is when you're in the grocery store, and then you, as a brand, we give out free samples so people can try and taste the product. Yeah. So those are in-store demos. And then we also do brand activation events, which are things like the Bryant Park Pop Shop we had. So that was like a seasonal pop shop where we pretty much had a retail experience at Bryant Park.
That's awesome. And you, like I said, I met you at Bryant Park at your pop shop, pop-up shop, but you have your product in stores. Yes. How did you get it into those stores?
So to get into the stores, I started with my local grocery store, the store that I shopped at every week. And I just really partnered with the store managers there. And even from concept stage, like this is when I was thinking of, like, why isn't there something like this? Mm-hmm. And I just went, before I even had a physical product, when I was just really making it at home and making it just for my family, and asking, well, how would I go about this? How could I get this into the store? And I really worked close with the store manager that was at my local grocery store, and that's the first store that I got into.
Oh, that's awesome. So you just started locally and then started branching out.
Actually, one of the things that I'm really passionate about specifically with Smooth Pops, and in terms of, you kind of asked about how do we market Smooth Pops, but I want to elaborate in terms of how we market and brand Smooth Pops. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm really passionate about is expanding who the typical organic customer is. And so the organic industry can be very exclusive because they have this very standardized packaging of pastels, light colors.
It looks boring.
It looks boring. Yeah. The craft packaging, the browns, the green, you know, so and they target a certain type of consumer, right? So I would say their ideal, you know, and I am generalizing, but it is kind of typical. Their ideal consumer is like that Soul Cycle Lululemon mom, right? And that is the typical organic customer. And I want to break that. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to do with Smooth Pops, which is why we use such vibrant colors. We use a lot of music and try to make it more fun and relevant for all ages. So it's not just for kids, it's for adults, it's for someone 99 years old. And I want to make it fun and relevant for everybody. It's not for that Lululemon mom. It's for...
Or for them too. It's but for everybody.
It's inclusive. Yeah. That's the point. It's inclusive. It's for my 5-year-old son, Rock. It's for guys like you, you know, who are just conscious about their nutrition. It's for people like me who just, you know, I do like the organic products. It's people like my family who would not walk anywhere near an organic aisle, but would gravitate towards that. And so it's like, but they're also getting good nutrition. Yeah. Right? So it's not off-putting for people who maybe wouldn't like organic. It's inclusive. And so that is one of the things that I'm really passionate about, is being an inclusive brand that really just includes everyone in nutrition.
That sounds really good. What flavors do you have for the product?
So we have 5 blends. We call them blends because there's no flavoring in them. It's a blend of whole fruit. Okay. So all of them are different blends. We have watermelon strawberry blends, pineapple peach, blue raspberry, mango, and lemon lemonade, which is our family recipe lemonade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, I gotta say what my ranking is.
You're pulling out one of the Smooth Pops.
Yes, I keep one with me at all times.
I'm like, wow, you keep it very...
So I have my official ranking. I tried all the flavors.
Yeah, yes.
And, but I only have 4 because I think one of them I was allergic to, right?
You're allergic to pineapple?
Yeah. One of them was you said one of them was pineapple, right?
Yes.
So I'm allergic to pineapple. When I eat pineapple, my tongue starts to bleed, and so I didn't.
Extreme.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was allergic to pineapple.
Yeah, until your tongue started bleeding.
I always thought that pineapple, when you bit into it, was red. So, so I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And then somebody realized that
you didn't
cut the pineapple before you bit into it. That's why.
I've had it many times, and it's always been red.
Is it a painful experience?
It is painful. And
you just thought that was
didn't
part
click
of the
in my head.
Pineapple experience.
Yeah,
delicious and painful. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know. So and until somebody saw that my pine had red all over my pineapples, and they were like, "What are you doing?"
Okay.
And apparently my tongue bleeds when I eat pineapple. Wow. So I wasn't gonna risk it, especially since it was all natural there. So this is my official ranking of your Smooth Pops.
Yes.
I'm gonna go in order from awesome to great.
Okay. Awesome.
Great is better for me.
Great is better than awesome?
It always, yes.
Interesting.
Yes. That's how I grade movies.
Interesting.
And so all of them are good. So at the lowest rung, which is still awesome, is mango.
Okay.
I know that the people that know I'm Jamaican, I know I'm offending a lot of Jamaicans and Filipinos. I'm half Filipino, half
Caribbean, yes.
I know they're offended by the fact that I put mango there. But above mango, I put lemon lime.
Okay. And
above lemon lime, these are close, but I had to try it again to tie break it. Watermelon strawberry.
Okay.
Was above that, which strawberry is normally my favorite fruit, but there was one flavor that beat it completely. It was like head and shoulders. Like this was the number one. It was the blue raspberry.
Yeah.
That was my favorite out of your list of Smooth Pops. I know you told me you had a favorite, which was.
So I don't have a favorite. That's like picking a favorite child.
I know.
I do have favorites by the mood, but one of the things that I would gravitate more towards, whether I'm in the mood or not, would be watermelon strawberry.
Yeah, I was testing you because I know the last time you said that you couldn't choose.
Yeah, I don't choose my children blends.
So what's the most popular flavor or most popular blend, not flavor?
I would say his bottom 3 are the top 3 most gravitated towards blends.
Wow.
I'm just different. That's why I have a refined palate.
But the thing about blue raspberry, it's a dark, deep blend. So that was an intentional blend that I created because everywhere I've seen blue raspberry, it's that neon color. And I said, there's no such thing. There's no such fruit. So what would real blue raspberry taste like? And you can attest, like it has that similar flavor of blue raspberry because they take, I guess, the flavoring from that when they make the artificials. But it's such a deep, dark purple. I think that off-puts people if they're not, because they're used to seeing that neon color. But once people do try blue raspberry, if they're a fan, they're a loyal blue raspberry fan.
I guess that's what I am.
You're a blue raspberry.
Yeah. Well, all this talk has been getting me hungry. My mouth has just been watering the whole time. But there's another side to it, which we kind of touched a little bit already, which is the entrepreneurial side. And I know that's like a big part of you. And I know some of our listeners are people that are really into health, but want to be able to take it from more than just a hobby, but take it into a next level. So how can other aspiring entrepreneurs use health to start a business?
I think, number one, finding solutions that work for you first, because if it works for you or if you have a problem that you don't find the solution for, there are other people who also have that problem and are also looking for that solution. So starting with that, and so for me it was I couldn't find something that I love to eat myself, and I didn't want to tell my son no, because if I'm eating it, then he should be able to eat it, right? So I said, well, then let's make a version that we both can enjoy. So that was the solution. So start with finding what the problem is for you, what you feel that there's a lack in the market, something that you can't find, something that you feel there's a gap nutritionally for you, and then creating the solution for it. Because if it's a solution for you, it'll be a solution for other people too. Or if it's a problem for you, then I'm sure other people will have similar problems and they'd be looking for a solution that maybe you can provide.
I like that. I like the fact that you mentioned about figuring out what are things that you can relate to, issues that or problems that you would want to find an answer for, and then taking it to that next level. I like that.
So you were telling us about another awesome thing that you're putting together.
Yeah, so I'm actually launching a podcast, and it's the concept and the genesis of the podcast is really because I noticed that in CPG there aren't a lot of minority.
CPG, what is that?
So that's consumer packaged goods, and it's anything that you walk down the aisles that you rip open in a package, whether it's food or it could be other products that are like skincare, body care, just even detergent. These are all CPG products. And if you walk down the aisle, especially in major retailers, you don't find a lot of minority-owned brands. You know, you'll find them in the specialty aisle or the ethnic aisle or the artisanal aisle, but you don't really find them in large brands. There are a few, and so I'd like to, the concept is to interview CPG founders who are people of color and really talk about their journey from, you know, some of the challenges that they had to overcome as a minority founder and getting into large brands. How did they get their product to scale, and how they can maybe show the path for other minority brands and founders to kind of do the same.
Awesome. I might be a guest on your podcast one time because I'm trying to start my own business. I'm trying to start a body cream business.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So
with your aunt, right?
With my aunt, yes.
That's wonderful. So the idea would be to interview maybe someone who has already launched and scaled a successful maybe body care brand, but then it's also.
So in other words, you're not going to be in the podcast. You're not successful.
But here's where.
You'll be a listener, Jeff.
But the great thing that will be about it is that we'll have an experience founder that has gone through the scale process, but then also have a budding entrepreneur and being able to ask questions. So kind of like a caller in. So if you know ahead of time that this founder will be there, maybe you have a few questions that would help you on your journey, and we can ask those on the podcast. So that's I want to be able to bridge those two gaps of someone who's already been there and already scaled and who has the experience in all aspects of the CPG world, and being able to lend that advice for the up and coming.
Oh, that's a really fascinating concept and idea to provide that service for people. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something that I found that was challenging myself, you know, being a minority founder myself. I'm a mom, I'm a single parent, so there really isn't that many, if any, other founders that really look like me that I see and can find a path to even just replicate, you know, and so I want to be able to search them out if they are out there, when they are, because there are minority founders, but they're just not, I feel, as toted as our counterparts.
And you're giving them a space,
a platform, exactly, a platform to show that, hey, it has been done, it can be done, and this is how we can do it.
I like that. And you're leading by example by starting your own brand, Smooth Pops.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to get and try Smooth Pop and become also a blue raspberry person like myself,
blue raspberry fan,
a blue raspberry popper,
yes.
How do they find it?
Well, you can find it at our list of retailers. That's on our website, smoothpops.com. Okay. You can also order it on smoothpops.com and get it delivered straight to your door.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. And
so Smooth Pops, with plural.
Plural, because we've got multiple blends.
Okay.
So smoothpops.com is the best place to find out where you can buy it, whether it's in person at a retailer or order it online.
Once again, you're getting me really hungry up in here, and I just want to get a Smooth Pop right now. And so if you also feel like me and you want to be a blue raspberry popper, then go to smoothpops.com and you can find out about that. In fact, if you go there and you mention AdventFit, we'll give you more information in the description, then you can actually get a special offer on it. So you want to act quickly on that special offer.
Yes.
And in the meantime, you can go to adventfit.org and you can check out the rest of our podcasts. If you want to follow our social media accounts, go to waynejamel.com. For Movitza, you can find it at Smooth Pops.
Yes.
And then for you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Woke. That's WHOKE.
And until next time, I'm Wayne Jamel.
And I'm CJ for White, and the C is for check. Check out Smooth Pops, and we'll see you next week, folks.
Did you want to say anything? Make a cameo appearance?
Do you want to say anything?
What is so funny this time?
All right.
You want mommy to get up too?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody get up.
If you enjoyed this episode, why don't you click the like button?
And the notification bell.
Ding!
And if you really liked it, please share this episode with someone close to you.
But before you do that, subscribe to AdventFit.
Exactly.